So this video is on the back of a short video that I made about complimenting is not full flirt, it's half of a flirt, and you need both. But I said something at the end. I said that learning how to do something the right way, even though it takes longer, is much better than putting something together half-assed, half-heartedly, haphazardly, just to see a quick result that makes you happy, but you learn something wrong that you have to unlearn and relearn something else. A lot of people, I think I've mentioned this as well, but it's a point that deserves mentioning. This is a long game. This is a long-term process. This is going to take years for you to get good at. It's going to take a lot of repetition, a lot of trial and error. Even with coaches, even with teachers, it's still going to take a hell of a lot of trial and error. You can't edit that out. You can't get rid of that process. That's part of it no matter what. It's the same thing in business, right? There are tons of business material. Books, CDs, seminars, endlessly. Coaches, endless. It's endless. The industry is endless. But the process for you to go from new business owner, fledgling business owner, starting it up, to grossing the amount of profit and revenue that you want in your business, growing your team to the size that you want, still takes a ton of trial and error, still takes a ton of mistakes and a ton of time learning, understanding, refining your understanding, taking a theory, trying it. Maybe it didn't work this way, let me tweak it here and try something else that's very similar to it. This didn't work either, let me tweak it back a little bit here. You understand? You can never get rid of that. So it's always important to remember, especially in the context, here we're talking about cold approach, right? Learning how to flirt properly. Compliment plus tease. It's very difficult for your brain to synchronize the two. Your brain will tend to want to do one or the other. If you hit a compliment and it works, she likes it, you want to compliment more. If you hit a tease and she reacts to it, you want to use more teases, right? It's natural. You have to fight against that natural tendency. You have to fight against that natural tendency to do what is correct. And it's going to take you longer to learn how to put it together correctly. But in the end, it's correct. So you do not need to correct it further. As opposed to getting hung up on something that's half correct or not correct at all. You took all that time to learn it, because for anything, whether it's correct or not, in learning there always takes time to apply diligently before you pick it up. But if you're picking up a bad habit, not only is there time taken that you took to acquire the bad habit, you also have to take time to unlearn it, find something else that does work, and relearn that. So it's always, always, always better to learn something correctly and have it take 2 times, 3 times as long, 5 times as long to understand, get internally, to know in the core and the center of your being that you do it correctly, as opposed to rushing the process, learning something that's going to give you a quick hit of validation, but that's wrong. You'll have to unlearn it and find something else that does work and relearn something else after that. So keep that in mind. You're playing the long game. This is stretched out. You're going to be doing this for a while. Try your best to do it correctly. Try your best to find the correct methods, correct techniques, correct attitude and mindsets to adopt, and work on that. The correct things as best as you can. You will make mistakes. You will absorb some things in the interim that are techniques or mindsets that are not helpful. But you have to go back, you have to go back and undo it, redo something else that fits better. But for the most part, if you can avoid that, especially on this issue, right? If you can avoid that on this issue, if you can just trust this is the proper way to do it and work on that, even if it takes you significantly longer than you hoped it would, sit with it and just take action on that knowing. Because in the end, it's better to do it right than to do it wrong in rushing and have to redo it.